Alright, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that all birds aren't real, just that some of them aren't real. Hello? Oh, please. You can't do that. I know, I'm sorry. I just wanted to show you something. Take a look at your screen. Okay. So, can you make a fucking video, please? Because it's been a long ass time, I mean. Oh, this game has both fangos in it. I'm done. What's up, guys? So, this was initially going to be a much more complicated video where I talk about all 14 weapons and details about the monster AI and any of the new changes, but I changed my mind. I'm only going to talk about the general changes that I've noticed in the Rise in the demo, and I'll save any other finds and specific weapon things for other videos. The first thing I want to talk about is the Wirebug. I probably shouldn't use that song, or I'll get DMCA'd. So the Wirebug feels great. It's honestly a more fully realized vision of what they probably wanted the Clutch Claw to be, or at least how they wanted us to use the Clutch Claw in terms of mobility and utility. But it's just way better. It looks way cooler because it's a freaking bug and like a beam of light. If you don't want to use it at all, then just don't. You're not really put into a lot of force situations where you have to, for the most part. I'll talk about Wyvern riding in a second. But overall, it just seems like a general plus to the game. Feels very natural to use. It's integrated really well with all the weapons in terms of the Silkbind attacks, which I'll talk about soon as well. And it's just cool. It's not underwater combat, but it's pretty damn fun to use. So I'm a big fan of the Wirebug. What I do want to talk about next though is Wyvern riding.
I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride.
I did not expect to have something like this in the game. I was caught off guard when I saw it in the demo. So it looks like it's replaced mounting altogether, which honestly, to me, was expected. I think the way the series was going, we were kind of moving further and further away from mounting as we know it. So I honestly think it was a matter of time before we just got rid of mounts. I don't know why, I didn't feel like we were gonna keep mounts for a long time. So this is a much more interesting application of that. If you're just trying to get the damage and you want to end it pretty quickly, you can. You can just get your 3 wall bangs pretty fast and then you're done with it. And I do like that the monster kind of stays tethered to the spot where it happens for a little while. I wish you did have an option to just not take the ride if you didn't want to. You can wait out the stun, but it takes a long time. And if you try to attack it and you accidentally hit the A button, your hunter will actually start the ride anyway, even if your weapon is drawn. So that's pretty interesting. I wonder if they'll change that at all. But it's not that intrusive because the ride only happens once per monster. So it's definitely less intrusive than Claggers at least. And again, if you want to end it really fast, then you can. So I'm like sort of a fan of the Wyvern riding. It's definitely interesting. The Silkbind moves are dope. I want to talk more about these in depth when I take a look at each weapon specifically, but I think the Silkbind moves are great. I think it's a much better version of Hunter Arts. As much as I love Hunter Arts and anything to do with GU, I think this is much better. I'm a big fan of like the shared cooldown, the shared charges, because it forces you as a player to really think about what you want to do. In GU, I can just spam absolute evasion and readiness as soon as it was up. But here, I really want to think about it. For example, if I have to play really defensive and I'm using my like evasive and movement Silkbind moves, then damn, now I don't have my 2 charges up to do my like big damage Silkbind move. Or vice versa, if you're not really having to use your defensive Silkbind stuff, then you can keep using your damage ones. So I don't know, I just think it's a much better application of giving weapons like special moves to do. I'm a huge fan of the Silkbind moves. While I'm on that note, while the Silkbind moves are definitely inspired by GU, they're only one of the few things here that is inspired by GU. I did want to say that I don't actually think Rise is a combination of World and GU. It's pretty much just a smoother world that's portable, which I think is honestly a good thing, because my next point was just going to be movement, and it feels really good. And for the most part, a lot of things were improved upon. A lot of weapons got quality of life changes in World, so I think it's honestly better that we stayed going that route while keeping a little bit of that old world flavor still in the game. The map feels great and pretty expansive. One thing that I was talking about on stream is that the maps have a lot of verticality to them. Like, there are some sections up on the cliffs that are pretty big. It makes me wonder if in the full game we're ever gonna have a monster that like hops up there, you know, from cliff to cliff, maybe like Rajang or something, because there are some cliffs that have like a decent amount of space. I wouldn't want to fight up there, but it looks like a monster could go up there, and they definitely want you to explore up there because there's things to mine, there's little buffs. It's very interesting like how much verticality at least this map has. But the map looks great. I love all the little things you can find, the endemic life, a lot of things that were definitely taken from World, how you can kind of use the map and nature to your advantage and to help you. That's something that I'm definitely happy that we brought along. And the last thing that I was going to mention was just a little complaint that I had about, like, there's no like hit lag. Like, I feel like a lot of the hits with my weapons, they're kind of missing a little bit of that like weight to it, you know? It's not the biggest deal, but with some weapons it was pretty noticeable with, like, you know, Greatsword or Insect Glaive. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if there's anything I'm missing. You got dog drifting, you got monster drifting, you got hunter drifting. Anyways, these were just some of my thoughts from the demo, and I'm really excited for the full game. I'll catch you guys next time when I talk about some weapon stuff. In the meantime, I have been streaming a lot more on Twitch. Check me out if you haven't already, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.